Hello there guys, welcome to Dinos World. This is the TVS Apache RR310, the Phantom Black slipper clutch model. So today I give you my review of this bike and tell you whether the overall ride feel has indeed changed or improved with the updates that TVS has given this bike. So without further ado, let's get started with this review. What an explosive power. Amazing, absolutely amazing. TVS, you beauty. You guys have pulled it off. I mean, wow man, great intensity, great aggression, that sportiness, that throaty exhaust really adds on to the riding experience. What a feeling. And gotta feel proud that an Indian manufacturer is pushing the limits and taking the attack to the opposition, to the competition. Wow man, all these years of racing expertise and dominating the racing scene now really comes alive on this machine, and that is what we expect when you're riding the flagship model from the TVS lineup. Phenomenal stuff, absolutely phenomenal. Wow man, I know it can go further, but I had to cut down the speed because safety comes first. As soon as I saw some kind of traffic heading my way, I just had to down the throttle. But really, the power, the intensity, the aggression, the sportiness is there in perfect proportions in this machine, because when it was first launched it looked absolutely smoking hot, but when it came to the riding experience it didn't live up to the kind of looks it had on offer. But now the looks are complemented perfectly by the kind of scintillating performance that you'd expect from the RR310. So this is the TVS Apache RR310 Phantom Black RT slipper clutch variant. I already did a walk around video talking about the updates that this bike has on offer, and you guys wanted my first ride impression of this bike, so that's exactly what I give you now. 37 years of leadership in the Indian racing scene, 3 decades of dominance, and their undying passion for the sport. All of this culminates into making this their ultimate racing weapon. The RR310 is their flagship motorcycle, and the expectations were running sky high because this bike borrows its power plant from the BMW G310R. So over the past year, the bike has been a decent proposition, but it hasn't turned out to be a blockbuster in its segment. Now TVS have gone ahead and equipped the bike with a much needed slipper clutch, and all the ECU updates that the first gen bikes have received so far already come pre-installed in this Phantom Black RT slipper clutch model. Apart from the slipper clutch update, the bike also offers improved low speed drivability and idle stability, as well as better ride quality and ride feel. Looks wise, there is no denying whatsoever that this is indeed the hottest looking bike in its segment. It almost looks like a Desi Panigale. Full marks to the TVS team for coming up with such an exotic and sexy design that captures your imagination and captivates your senses right from the very first glance. The mass-forward, minimalist tail design inspired by a shark does lend the bike a typical supersport demeanor. Up front, the bi-LED twin projector headlamps look stunning as they light up, and they do offer good light spread too. The phantom black paint scheme does make the bike look more stealthy and sinister. The stubby exhaust complements the design really well, and the exhaust sound adds on to the riding experience as well. The Speedo console does offer all the relevant information, and the fonts are nice and legible even when riding right underneath the sun. The tail light is just pure wow. I can keep looking at it all day long. It's so beautiful. The seats are neatly laid out, but the pillion seat is a mere formality here because this bike can be best enjoyed riding solo, and even if you choose to ride with a pillion, only someone the size of Ariana Grande can feel comfortable here. I love the overall fit and finish and the way the clip-on handlebars are laid out. Absolutely top-notch stuff. Everything on the bike, be it the panels, the equipment, even the rear view mirrors, ooze quality, and quality is something TVS has always been obsessed with all along. Now powering the bike is a 4-stroke, 4-valve, liquid-cooled, fuel-injected 312.2cc single-cylinder engine with a DOHC setup that puts out a max power of 34 PS at 9,700 RPM and a max torque of 27.3 Nm at 7,700 RPM. We get a 6-speed gearbox. Now let's just go ahead and check out my first ride reaction. Now talking about seating ergonomics, I feel it's perfectly sorted out. It is not too aggressive to be a completely track focused bike. At the same time, it's not too relaxed or too upright to deprive you of that super sport genre that you come looking forward to from this motorcycle. Now talking about the suspension, I feel it's another strong point and a major USP for this bike because it is not too hard, it's not too stiff, it's not too soft either. So it is the right kind of balance that you're looking for, and especially when you're doing higher speeds, upwards of 100 kilometers per hour. Suspension supports the chassis perfectly well, and that's what we look forward to in a performance oriented machine, and that's exactly what you get here. The slipper clutch does offer a lighter clutch pull, and yes, it does give you greater confidence while you're doing faster downshifts or while you're having to cut down speed rapidly. So that is an added safety feature on this motorcycle. Apart from that, the gear shifts are nice and smooth. The throttle action is a lot lighter and effortless, and you can see the bike come alive with the slightest string of the throttle. Oh. The windshield is perfectly laid out to protect you from any sort of wind blast, especially while doing higher speeds on the highways. All you need to do is just tuck behind the windscreen and it does its job really effectively in fending off the wind blast. The power delivery is significantly improved. The engine refinement is much better. I also really love the way the exhaust comes alive. Oh, just look at the bike roar. This is what we look when the branding reads Apache or RTR. I mean, this is the RR, but still the explosive roar of a monster, the bass heavy exhaust note really adds to the adrenaline rush that this motorcycle has on offer. Oh, ho, 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 ho. You just don't want to stop. Wow, what a feeling, what a rush of adrenaline. This bike is pure energy crafted into motion. Wow, man. So glad TVS have given it all the right kind of updates to make it even better and bringing it that much closer to being perfection personified. Now finally, talking about areas of improvement, one thing I could make out or feel while riding this bike is the finger reach for the clutch as well as the brake lever. So I just wish they offered adjustable levers such that you can adjust it as per your finger reach, because sometimes, at least for a person of my size, it feels a little bit far away and it's not easy for me to reach or grab hold of the brake or the clutch lever. So that is one thing I could make out. And another thing is the seat. The seat foam is of good quality. It does offer good cushioning, and it offers a bit of room for the rider to move around as well. But the only thing is that every time you hit the brakes, you tend to slip forward. That is one thing I hope is better in the upcoming models. I'm hoping that they offer a textured pattern seat such that it doesn't slip or slide forward each time he applies the brakes. Talking about the brakes, we get a 300mm pedal disc up front and a 240mm pedal disc at the back. We do get dual channel ABS, which is not switchable. So now I guess it's time for my standard braking test. This bike does come equipped with dual channel ABS. So let's take the bike up to 60 kilometers per hour and slam on the brakes. Whoa, that was great. I mean, the front brake does offer a great bite and great feedback, and it doesn't unsettle you even when you're trying to depict a panic braking scenario or trying to face a panic braking scenario. So I believe the brakes are spot on and thoroughly complement the sporty character of this bike. Suspension wise, we get 41mm USD forks up front and a race tuned KYB monoshock at the back to offer precise damping and amazing stability. Serving as the perfect foundation here is the lightweight trellis frame that offers superb rigidity and balance. We get Michelin tires, we get a 110/70 tire up front and a 150/60 tire at the back. The tires do offer decent road grip, but the bike starts feeling a little uncertain post 150 km per hour. The tank I feel could be a little bigger. We only get 11-liter tank. Mileage wise, the ARAI claim is 31 kmpl, which is decent enough. This new Phantom Black slipper clutch variant has been launched at rupees 2.27 lakhs ex-showroom. Well, I guess this wraps up my review of the Phantom Black RR310 slipper clutch edition. I just hope you found this video useful. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao, take care, God bless and ride safe.